Palmeiras, flatten Flamengo, and Bahia's issues still continue. All of that and much, much more to come in this week's episode of Talking Brazil Ball. Tune in and enjoy. We're here to stay. Enough of that. And we weren't here last week, actually. I wasn't here last week. I missed one. Naughty me. But yeah, I had a lot going on last week. I didn't do one. So, so we're back here, though, to resume for another week and look forward and look through another exciting week in the Brazilian Serie A. I'm wearing exactly the same top. I didn't realise as I was on the last episode I did, which was about 10 days ago now or so. So anyway, on with the show. I didn't obviously pick a game of the round, so we'll just do we'll just go straight into the awards. Really, we'll be coming up to another monthly awards in the next episode, I think. So, but as it is, just the 3 awards as normal to give out. There's plenty going on as always in the Brazilian Serie A, so we'll get to that, and and we'll round up. Well, I will actually round up round 16 and 17 as well, the one that I did miss. So there's quite a few results just to catch you up on, and we will run through it now. So round 16, one that I didn't catch up on last week, was on May the 16th. Galo 3, Mirassol 1, Inter 4, Vasco 1, Fluminense 2, Sao Paulo 1, Palmeiras 1, Cruzeiro 1, Santos 0, Curitiba 3, Bahia 1, Grêmio 1, Fogo 3, Corinthians 1, Chapecoense 2, Remo 3, and RB Bragantino 2, Vitória 0, Atletico PR 1, Flamengo 1. Into this week's round that we will be looking at in further detail this week then. Started on Saturday the 23rd of May with Sao Paulo 1, Fogo 1, Vitória 2, Inter 0, Grêmio 3, Santos 2, Mirassol 1, Fluminense 0. Into Sunday the 24th then, Flamengo 0, Palmeiras 3, Cruzeiro 2, Chapecoense 1, Remo 1, PR 2, Corinthians 1, Galo 0. Into Monday the 25th then, Vasco 0, RB Bragantino 3. And the match ended in the very early hours of today. Curitiba 3, Bahia 2. Like I said, Rogério Ceni and Bahia really struggling now. No wins in all competitions in the last 9 games. No win at all since early mid-April. You'd have thought Rogério Ceni, as much as I like him, you've got to say his tenure as their manager is surely coming to an end. Perhaps it will if they don't win on the weekend against Fogo at home. So let's wait and see. But he at the moment would seem to be the favourite to leave his job at the moment. Everybody else is as there is, although there has been a change since I last spoke, and it happened just before I did the last episode, which I did forget to call out, and I was gonna do before I didn't do the episode. I was gonna look at Fluminense and Sao Paulo, I think, if I remember correctly, but obviously I didn't in the end. But there has been a managerial change at Sao Paulo, and we will speak about it now because there is there's 2 awards in the Sao Paulo and Fogo draw over the weekend. So we'll get to that in a minute. We will speak of a managerial change just after we play the little jingle. This one first. I always get them wrong, don't I? Go, go, go. Okay, so Brazilian football at its best. The goal of the round, it is in this game. Also, the young player of the round has won that competition as well this week. So two awards go to the same player, and that is Fogo's Jordan Barrera. Barrera, 20 years of age, Colombian lad, mainly a centre midfielder player, can play in all the forward positions, number 10 and on the wings as well. It was his first ever goal in it was his first ever goal in the Brazilian, he scored last season one. First goal of the season. He arrived uh, last July, so he's played for Fogo for about a year. He hasn't played many really from Junior FC in his native Colombia. He was called up to the latest Colombian national. I don't know actually. He might be in the World Cup squad. Let me just check this quickly. If he is in the World Cup squad, he might be. Just bear with me a second. As I find this information out. But I believe that he is in the squad. Let's have a look. Barella. Yes. Bear with me here, folks. It's important information. No, he's not in the squad, but looked like he did get a call up, but an unused player in this World Cup squad. But you know, Colombians all the way through these awards this week, actually. So we'll speak about another Colombian momentarily or later on in the show. Sorry about that delay. I wanted to just work it out, but he's got Colombian under-20 international caps, but he didn't get into the World Cup squad, unfortunately for him. But this was a wonderful goal. If we speak about his goal in first and foremost, then we'll get on to Sao Paulo in a second. But yeah, Barrera, what a strike this was. You know, it was late in the game. You know, they were ticking on Fogo going into a loss, which would have been the first one in the league for since the early start of May. They are now unbeaten in 3 games, only one defeat of the last 5 matches. So they're doing a little bit better now under Franklin Carvalho. So yeah, they're doing a little bit better, sitting in 10th position after a poor start, really, wasn't it? But if we speak about this goal, absolutely fantastic. Obviously, our friend Luciano Neves had put Sao Paulo into an early lead, but you know, Barrera just he chests it, comes out to him, it chests it, and absolutely, you know, blasts it with a volley into the top corner. Lovely, lovely strike, this. And it for me, there was 1 or 2 that came close, you know. Sadly for me, you know, Corinthians' goal against my team Gala was actually a really, really nice goal. And I did and ah between that one and Barrera's, but in the end I went with the Colombian. But if you want to hear more about, you know, Garlo, then go and check my new podcast out on YouTube, The Rooster Room. I will be trying to keep as much up to date as I can with all things Garlo, and I might be doing a video again later on today for the Corinthians game and also Garlo play in the Sudamericana tomorrow evening. So keep an eye on that one if you want to focus more on Garlo. Obviously, we're talking about all things Brazilian. So we did think about Corinthians' goal, but Barrera won it in the end, and also he wins this one as well. Yeah, so he wins also the Young Player of the Round award. Barrera, he's only 20. Like I said, he's got international caps for under 20s Colombian side. So he's, certainly one for the future for the Colombian national team. Like I said, I weren't sure whether he got into the Colombian team for the World Cup, but it doesn't seem like he's been selected, which was only looks like it was being selected yesterday. But one for the future, definitely 20 years of age. Like I said, arrived from juniors last July. Has played 30 odd games for Fogo, around 6 last season, and then he's played 11 games so far. Also played in the Libertadores as well this time, and the Sudamericana as well. I think have they been knocked out? Fogo of the Libertadores. It was Libertadores qualification, wasn't it? I think, and now they're in the Sudamericana, of course. They're playing tomorrow night as well against Caracas in Venezuela. So we'll keep an eye on what they do. Always like to see what the Brazilian sides do in the continental competitions. So maybe Barrera, he gets another go in the Sudamericana tomorrow evening, English time, of course. But yeah, he wins the Young Player of the Round award as well. So two awards this week go to him. What a week for him. Lovely late goal, and also wins the award for the Young Player of the Round award as well. And yeah, Fogo, like I said, doing a little bit better under Carvalho. They're unbeaten in the last 5. One defeat in the last 5 games. Bahia they go to Bahia next Saturday, coming Saturday. Like I said, Rogério Ceni must be fearing for his job there now with the poor run that they are on. So Fogo would fancy themselves to get another positive result and keep the momentum going. But let's wait and see. But now, if we move back to Sao Paulo and talk about them for a second, because I did. Sometimes it's hard to keep track of everything going on at one stage in the Brazil round. Now, I did miss that there had been a managerial change. I think it was just as it came on last time when Super Mercado was relieved of his duties, and they were very quick to appoint. And I think it was a couple of days actually before that, so it was a little bit out of date. But I think Donival Jr. had just been appointed just before I did the pod, and I didn't see it, so I do apologise for that, for my error there last week, or last time. But Donival Jr. is back with Sao Paulo. Obviously, had a successful stint with them. He's had actually. This is his 3rd stint as manager of Sao Paulo. His latest one was before he took charge of the Brazilian national side. From April, just short of a year, he was in charge of Sao Paulo, April 2023 to January of 2024. He did, I believe, win the Copa do Brasil, didn't he? That season with Sao Paulo. I'm pretty sure that's what happened there. Yes, 2023 winners for the first time ever. So he has that accolade under his belt. Does Donival Jr. Didn't go so well with Corinthians in his year there, really. Very middle of the road season for them in the end with him in charge. But will he get to former glories back in South, in another in another state in Sao Paulo? Will he get more? Will he have more fruitful work for his labours there? I do not know. He's drawn the first 2 games he's been in charge. Obviously, the draw with Fogo. There was a draw in the Sudamericana with Colombian side Millonarios last midweek. So that was his first game in charge officially. This was his first Brasileirão game in charge of his new team. They do play in the Sudamericana today, actually, as of recording, against Boston River, Uruguayan side Boston River at the Marumbis, at the Marumbis, yes. So it's a home game for Sao Paulo. So let's see if Donival Jr. can get them to glory like he has done in the past. We will wait with bated breath, won't we, to see about that one. But they do play this evening, and then they play on Monday, the 1st of June, is the next Brazilian round game against Remo away. Relegation threatened Remo now. We're moving into the middle of the season now, aren't we? So, it's pretty starting to take shape, is the Brazilian round, isn't it? But it's very, very close, obviously, as it always is. But Remo do seem to be one of those teams that will be flirting with relegation pretty much all season as they have been so far. But yeah, that's that. And now we move on to the final award of the round, which is this one, of course. And we say who else as the song goes, of course, but it was a little bit of a dilemma for me this time round, as well as it always is. Not always is, but sometimes it is. It's hard to pick from a few sometimes, and it was again hard to pick from a few. 3 players got braces in this match week, and 2 in the same game, which was Mr. Gabriel Barbosa, who got a double in Santos's 3-2 defeat at Gremio, and also in that game, Carlos Vinicius, he also got a pair of goals in this game, and as they won the game, his first league goal since early April, so he hasn't scored for a little while. 9 goals for Vinicius so far, but obviously we know he started the season on absolute fire. And then he's just slowly deteriorated. But a pair of goals helped Gremio to win. Former Leicester man Tete got the winning goal for Gremio on the day to beat Cuca's Santos 3-2. But neither of those players got the coveted award. It was the man we spoke many times about this season, it feels like. And that man is Kevin Viveros, the Colombian. And I told you, Colombians are a theme of this week's show, and he hasn't got in the Colombian national side for the World Cup. He will probably be disappointed with that, even though I don't believe he's been capped by his country at all as of yet. But they must have thought, no, he was saying that he was. He was brought into the squad in May. I don't know, again, if he's in the squad here. But looking at it, I couldn't see his name. No, he's not in the team. He's not in the squad. And that was selected yesterday. So, no, he's not in the team. But, to be fair, I think he really should have been. I think... 10 goals. I mean, when you look at it, they've got some good forward players. Luis Diaz at Bayern Munich. Obviously, Luis Suarez has had a smashing season with Sporting Lisbon. There is a Brazilian-based player in Carlos Andres Gomez who's in the squad. And then there's John Cordoba. There's 1 or 2 Brazilian-based players, obviously. Pascal from Flamengo. John Arias, of course. Formerly Palmeiras, of course, Richard Rios is also in the squad now at Benfica. So there's 1 or 2, Brazilian-based players in and amongst the team, but, no Viveros, which is a real shame for him because he's had a really, really powerful first half of the season, and he's got to be disappointed with that, really. I would have said he I think was I think he was maybe called up to Premier League squad, or the one before the manager completely picks it. But by the look of it, he's been left out of the national team by Néstor Lorenzo, who is of course the Argentine manager. But I'm not really sure of this information. It might not be completely correct, so don't take my word for it completely, because he is listed on the thing that I use for information as being in the Colombian squad, but when I've checked, it isn't in the Colombian national team for the World Cup. So let's wait and see. But 10 goals is an absolute great return. He was the reason again why Atletico PR won the game against Remo. 2 goals, one on half time, one right at half time after Jar Jar Silva put Remo 1-0 up. Viveros got the equaliser right in half time, and then just 8 minutes into the second half, he put a nice finish in, just low to the goalkeeper's right hand side, to put PR 2-1 up, and that's how it stayed. 10 goals in the season. It's a really great return. He is the top scorer in the league, one ahead of Pedro and one ahead of Carlos Vinicius, who we spoke about, who have 9 goals each. Brenner Lopez of Curitiba is having a great season as well, formerly, of course, of Fortaleza. He's got 8, and John Kennedy as well is having a good season. He's also on Arthur Cabral, who was going to be the player of the round last week. He got a hat trick, didn't he, as Fogo beat Corinthians 3-1. But we didn't do that one, obviously, last week. So Kevin Viveros, he wins the player of the round this week. Unlucky to miss out on the World Cup squad, but I'm sure if he keeps going like this, he will be in there for future, Colombian squads. He is only 26, just turned 26, really. So he's coming into the prime of his career. Some European sides may be looking at Viveros here. I certainly would if I was, scouting in the Brazilian league, because he's top of the goal-scoring charts. He's scoring doubles here, there, and everywhere when he gets going. I think that's, we've spoke about him a few times as player of the round this season already, and it was his his third double of the season, which is quite impressive, really. So when he scores in pairs. That's 6 goals. So when you look at it, he's only scored in 4 other games out of 17, but still, it's 10 goals as it is. Don't matter how they come. So he's done very, very well. So he wins this week's. Again, another one for him. I don't know how many he's won. I'll have to have another look, but I think it's at least, maybe this is the 3rd one he's won, possibly. But he's got a good record. He won Player of the Month, I think, for March as well, if I remember correctly as well. So he's having a smashing season. So long may it continue for him. And you've got to say, just on PR themselves as well, Odair Hellman's doing an absolute, it's not Odair at all, he's doing an absolutely marvellous job with Atletico PR. Just come up last season, of course. They're sitting in 4th position. Yes, okay, they're 11 points off the top of the table, but they wouldn't be expected to challenge for it. I mean, that's Libertadores qualification if they could keep it up for the second half of the season. So, had a smashing season so far. Viveros has been a massive part of that so far. So we'll see how they go on for the remainder of the season. But Hellman's done a fabulous job so far. So let's see if they can keep it up. But we will move swiftly and quickly on then to running through the fixtures for this coming week. So they go as follows. It starts on Saturday, the 30th of May, round 18 of the 2026 edition of the Brasileirão. Atletico PR hosts Mirassol. Flamengo hosts Curitiba. Bahia against Fogo. Grêmio hosts Corinthians. Vitória travel to Santos on Sunday, the 31st of May. RB Bragantino host Inter. Palmeiras against Chapecoense. Vasco home against my team Galo, and then Cruzeiro against Fluminense, and the round ends on Monday the 1st of June, early doors here, when Remo hosts Sao Paulo. So there you go. We will pick my game of the week to look at next week. There's all a little bit here and there, aren't they? There's nothing that really properly stands out, especially. Obviously, Palmeiras absolutely thrashed Flamengo. I mentioned it at the top, and they're at home to Chapecoense. Matias really needs a win there. They're sitting at the bottom of the table, aren't they, there? So they need a result. It's top against bottom. Vasco against Galo looks a decent game as well. But you know what? Yeah, I'm going to go with top against bottom. Palmeiras against Chapecoense. I think, obviously, Ferreira's got them going really well. Palmeiras, absolutely wonderful result, obviously, against Hardim's Flamengo over the weekend, and that will give them a lot of confidence. They're now sitting, I think, 6 points ahead, aren't they? 7 points ahead of Flamengo so far, so they'll fancy the chances for winning a first title in 2 years, in 3 years. So they'll be on for it. They'll be up for it. And Chapecoense are in a bit of trouble, aren't they? So that looks like the one I'll focus on. So join me again next week, because I do have another. Obviously, didn't have one this week, so I didn't pick one. But back to it next week. I'll have a game of the week for you to look through as well with me. So that'll be that. So let's run through the table then, as it looks so far. So top of the table, like I said, are Palmeiras on 38 points. Second is Flamengo on 31 points. Third is Fluminense on 30 points. Fourth, Atletico PR on 27. Fifth, RB Bragantino on 26. Curitiba is sixth on 26. Seventh is Sao Paulo on 25. On 23 points in 8th position is Bahia. 9th is Cruzeiro on 23 as well. 10th, Bodo on 22. 11th, Vitória on 22. 12th is Galo on 21. Intra 13th on 21. 14th is Grêmio on 21. 15th on 21 points as well is Corinthians. 16th, Vasco on 20 points. Into the relegation zones then and 17th position, Santos on 18 points. 18th is Mirassol on 16 points. 19th is Remo on 15 points. And bottom of the pile and getting cut adrift like Sporting Recife did last season, Chapecoense, 9 points bottom of the pile, 11 points adrift of safety. So there you go. That's it for another week of Brasileirão action. Let's see how this week goes. Enjoy it. Obviously, the Premier League season's come to a close now, so all focus on Brazil and then the World Cup in a few weeks' time. Have a good one. Enjoy the hot weather. I'll see you next one. Adios. Bringing the passion from every town. Let the world be filled with love tonight. Sway to the beat, make it feel so right.